Blog Talk Radio.
I'm looking online right now, and it's like a mad crush of people trying to get into the door here at Blog Talk Radio at RadioLeverage.com. I'm looking at you guys as you're piling on like crazy, and I'm really encouraged to see how many of you guys have already pressed 1 on the keypad of your telephone. Looks like we have a lot of stuff to share this morning. I'm really excited about it. We'll get to that in a moment. I quickly want to say good morning and welcome to the Week's End Wrap-Up. That's what I like to call this, the Week's End Wrap-Up on Traffic Report. And a quick reminder to those of you that are joining us this morning for the very first time, because the webinar last night really had a significant impact on the businesses of so many people who are just doing the thing. So for the benefit of those of you who are listening for the very first time, I want to welcome you. You're in the right place at the right time. Wise decision. You are on the road. All you have to do now is the thing. You do the thing, and that drives the dream. And you'll learn more about what that thing is. It really is very simple. I quickly want to remind you guys that we're here every single morning, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also Saturdays, we want to sleep in a little bit, right? So tomorrow on Saturday and every single Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have what we call the Visionary Founders Hour. That's where you're going to hear from Greg and Doug and Chad and some of their invited guests. You never know who they're going to have. And they will be here tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We call that the Visionary Founders Hour. It's kind of like a really cool, unique opportunity to hear from the guys that work behind the scenes, making it happen, came up with the concepts, came up with the funding, came up with all the stuff, right? And so it's pretty cool. They show up every single Monday at 1 o'clock Eastern. They'll be here tomorrow. So make sure that you are going to be there. The goal here, what we strive to do every single day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern, is to educate, motivate, and celebrate. And that's what we're going to do this morning. We're going to talk about a couple things that happened this week. We're going to wrap up the week. I'm going to throw it out there and see exactly. We'll see who won this little contest we were running yesterday, and we're going to hopefully give you guys some things to think about, a little bit of motivation. This last week, a couple times, I guess it was for the last couple of weeks, we've been hearing the name Tony Robbins. Anthony Robbins has been showing up here on the radio broadcast. Rebecca, who lives in Wiltshire, England, she's one of our top people here. I didn't know this. She threw out a fun fact. She said that Tony Robbins has like someplace in the neighborhood of 3 million people following him on Twitter, and he himself only follows a couple hundred people on Twitter. And our very own Rebecca is one of the people that Tony Robbins follows on Twitter. And then, Kim in Niagara Falls, she was mentioning as well some stuff about, Anthony Robbins and some of the work that she has done as well. And that is like really cool. And last night I was kicking back at the end of the day after the webinar was over, and I was flipping through the channels looking for some sports. Was watching the hockey game. It was in between periods, so I flipped over, and there's this woman. Her name is Kennedy, and Kennedy used to be one of the original. I think she was one of the original, video VJs. What do they call them on the original MTV? Way back when MTV was actually music television. And I remember her. She was really a character, and she's really funny, and she's interesting and intelligent and all the things that you want in a TV host. And last night I flipped over, and her guest was Anthony Robbins, believe it or not, which was like really cool that here's this kind of like glib and funny and political female full of energy interviewing this iconic being, Tony Robbins. And they were really having fun. He was laughing. He couldn't believe the stuff she was saying, and she was inspired by him. And the question that she asked him, Anthony Robbins last night was how can I become a billionaire? What is it that I have to do to become a billionaire? And his response was really cool. His response was kind of the things that you would expect from Tony Robbins, talking about finding your passion and really focusing and all these different things and overcoming obstacles. But the essence of what he said is, in this day and age, especially with the speed and the power of the internet, if you really, really want to have the big bucks, to get into that major category, he said you have to identify what it is that people will really benefit from. How can you service the most people, and how can you do it in the greatest and the most, the simplest fashion, and connecting with that demographic as you establish it. And he goes, and that's how you become a billionaire. And he says you have to be alert, you have to stay in touch, because everything is moving so quickly in this day and age. It's expanding. I mean, you take a look, because of the power of the internet, information, technology, trending, all these different things are it's such a moving target that, when you find out what it is that the most people will benefit from, what is it that will really, really empower people, and you stay connected with that truth, and you be willing to be nimble and flexible and move with the group, right? He says that now you're on the road to real riches. And honestly, my fellow ninjas, I started thinking about what it is that we have here. What is it that we really, really have here with the traffic authority? It's simple. The way to make the money, for the benefit of you guys who are listening for the very first time, it's a very, very simple comp plan. The way that you make money here is very, very simple. You make a sale and you make some money. Period. End of story. Now, you have to be qualified to earn this income. There's a couple things that you have to do to actually get yourself ranked. But here's the fact: when you make a sale, you'll make 50% of the commission generated if you're qualified to receive those commissions. So if you make a sale of $47, and that's our basic traffic reseller optimizer package, $47. Of that $47, $20 is paid out in commission. So you're either going to get half of that, or you're going to get 80% of that. Okay, so the first 6 sales that you make, you're going to share 50-50 the commissions with your direct enroller. That's pretty simple, right? That's pretty simple. So $144 pays out $70 in commission. So right out of the gate, you're going to make half of that when you make a sale of the full-on $144 all-in, which is Traffic Reseller, Traffic Optimizer, Traffic Academy. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, right? And then when you make 6 of those, you'll split with your sponsor 50-50 with those when you make those 6 sales. And then everything after that, you get 80%. And your sponsor will get 20%, so that sponsor has a vested interest in your ongoing success. And that's pretty simple. And then we have the traffic packages. This is how you really build your list. This is where it really gets good. This is where you really have a list to build. Like Tony Robbins says, you identify with people, you find out what they're really passionate about, what they will benefit from, and then you continue to market and you continue to cultivate and serve that list. There lies the riches. So the cool thing here is that same rules apply. When you buy traffic, you will be able to make commission on traffic. And the commissions start at $200, and they go all the way up to $4,000, right? They start at $100 actually, and they go all the way up to $4,000. Pretty cool, right? That's not bad. Those $4,000 commissions add up really, really fast. And you either get half of those commission dollars or you get 80%, depending on if you're qualified. Now, if you're like at the basic level, and that's like, the basic simple couple $100, and somebody in your group buys an $8,000 package and there's $4,000 in commission paid out, now you're not able to receive any of the commission, but you will receive credits. And those credits are something we call the qualification bank, and it's very, very cool. And it's fully explained in the member back office. So, but it's a pretty simple, it's like there's no passing up sales here. There's no passing up. Like in some of the old comp plans, where you got to pass up every other sale. No passing up. Ever. Never. You make money on your customers now and forever. Amen. And now depending on where you rank, and there's some other technical things in there that I want you to understand. But back to the Tony Robbins point of, finding a demographic, finding people, and then being able to service that group. Okay, what is it that they're really, really looking for, and then providing the service. Here in the Traffic Authority, because it is a simple thing to do, and because the market is so huge, it's kind of like a no-brainer, really. People are looking for solutions, aren't they? We have the younger the millennials and stuff, and those individuals realize how fast and how the internet can really, really impact the bottom line if you know what you're doing and you have the proper education. And that group is very, very intelligent, right? They see the modern world and they understand that things like Social Security won't be there. Jobs don't really pay. All they do is keep you a hamster in a wheel. And then you got the other end of the spectrum. You got the baby boomers who are entering the workforce like crazy. There's like they're re-entering the workforce. They're in their 50s, they're in their 60s, and the next thing you know, they're feeling young, they're feeling healthy, and there's no jobs. But they want to maintain that lifestyle of travel and golfing and tennis and whatever the thing it is that you do, traveling, spending time with your family. You want to be able to have that lifestyle, right? But making that the American dream money, the world dream. I think for the whole world, really. But the USA Today recently identified this. They came up with this, that to live here in the United States of America, man, like the Bush would say, to live here in the USA, you're talking about 100 and I think the number was 138,000 a year. Might have been 128, give or take. Even call it 120,000. Call it $10,000 a month, 120 grand a year. According to USA Today, if you want to live the American dream, and what is the American dream? It's just peace, not having to stress about money, which is like the number one killer. Heart attacks are because of money stress, and marriages are destroyed because of money stress, and all kinds of stuff goes on, and because of stress about money, right? $10,000 a month, you should be able to get by. You should be able to have nice things and have a house and have a car, be able to, make a little bit of a nest egg going on. And for so many people, that's a big number, right? Here in the Traffic Authority, we see people who are sweating it out to cover, $50 a week. Top end, all in on Traffic Authority is like $50 a week. We got people who are sweating that out. I call it the tyranny of poverty, the violence of poverty, right? So when you think about what are people really looking for, they're looking for a solution. They're looking for transparency. They're looking for access. They're looking for tools. They're looking for technologies that will actually empower them to really make some money. Now, this internet marketing thing, it was 2005, about a decade ago, that I really was thinking, man, I can do something on the internet, and this is new. And I knew guys who were crushing it, quote unquote. And I got into the game, and I got an AWeber account, and I started getting some reseller products, and I was just stumbling around like a fool, like an idiot. It was something that was actually impossible. I remember one day I was buying internet marketing tools, and I received a telephone call from somebody who I had recently bought a new internet marketing tool from this company. And the guy called me up on the telephone with a nice conversation, and he was going to upsell me. And he was talking to me about, I need to have this next add-on and this plug-in, and if I really want to have results. And I said, excuse me, sir. I said, excuse me. I said, would you share with me someone who's having results with the stuff that you're selling? Because the only people who are having results is you, because you're just selling me all the stuff that isn't working on the internet. I was looking for social proof. I was looking for a third-party validation that the technology and the stuff I was buying was working for me. This was a decade ago. I remember this phone call distinctly, and the guy was like, I caught him off guard. He's like, well, listen, I got to go. And he disconnected the phone, because it was like, yeah, man, how do you really make money on the internet aside from selling people? How do you make money on the internet? How do you really build a list, monetize a list, connect with your passion, and then share that passion with people, and then eventually those people line up. They want to get something from you. They want to go to the next level. You monetize the list. Boom shakalaka. You're a point-and-click marketer. People are looking for that solution right here, right now. According to the Direct Selling Association, there are 18 million people in North America alone that are in the home-based business arena working online. That number explodes to nearly 100 million, who are online working a home-based business, according to the International Association of Direct Sellers, or something like that. I looked it up. I found it on Google. Remember the old days when you had a brick-and-mortar store and the only people that would come to your store were the ones that lived within 5 miles? Now, the power of the internet, I was looking this morning. We sent out this batch of emails yesterday. We invited so many people yesterday to the webinar, and it was like I can go and look at a report of the countries, that were sending this email in, and it was off the hook. It was big. I mentioned not long ago that we were in 27, 28 countries. We're closer to 100 countries of people who have opted in, looked at it. My point is that we really have something here that people are looking for. Real authentic education, real information. According to Tony Robbins, if I can take what Tony Robbins said yesterday and I can connect it to what we have here as a team, as a family, as a tribe, as a company, whatever you want to call it, we have the solution here. It is here. We have truth. We have real products. The Traffic Optimizer tools are major league tools that really, really will work when you understand what to do with them. And then we have the Traffic Academy is where you understand what to do with the tools. It really is cool. And then we have traffic. Everyone, 18 million people, according to the DSA, 18 million here in North America, I promise you, every single one of them, all 18 million today, including Greg and Doug, including the founders of the Traffic Authority, are looking for more views, more traffic. Ask Vincent, ask Devon. Devon made it very, very, very clear in the webinar last night that everyone's got to have traffic. If you're going to be in the internet game, quote unquote, and you're going to compete and you're going to survive and you're going to prosper, you have got to have people who see what you're doing and people who it makes sense to, and they say, yes, let me in. I want some of that. That's what this is. That's what this is all about. Had a lot of cool things happen this week, and in a couple of minutes I'm going to talk about what happened this week. And then we're going to get to the group. Okay, I got a few people in line, and I know some of you are eager. Some of you guys have been here for a long time. Holly, I sent over your personal email. I see that you're in the queue. And I know I announced the contest. I saw on Facebook that some of you guys know what the contest was yesterday. But if you guys are listening online right now, anyone who's listening to the live stream at radioleverage.com, and it's 11:17 a.m. on Friday, you're listening to live. And if it's not 11:17 a.m. right now while you're listening, thank you for joining our replay. We rebroadcast this show 24/7 as soon as we're done here. But if you're at radioleverage.com right now and you'd like to join in and you'd like to have a conversation with us, it's pretty cool. Easy. All you got to do is dial 914-338-0631. That's 914-338-0631. Pick up the telephone, dial the number, and boom shakalaka, you'll be talking to the host, and that's me. Way back in 1894, on this day in history, a guy by the name of William C. Hooker. William C. Hooker. He patented the mousetrap. The mousetrap. I remember I had that game when I was a kid, mousetrap. But the thing that resonates, like, hasn't everyone? It's actually a saying, right? Build a better mousetrap. Everyone's trying to build a better mousetrap. And I was thinking about what we have here, and somebody posted in one of the Facebook pages the other day about this last week. And the response, this person said, well, is this true? Really? We've got a company that pays out these kind of commissions. I'm talking, 50% up to 80% of the commission generated is going out into the field, which is big. It's like 50% of the money that comes in goes out, right? And $144 that comes in to Traffic Authority, 70 of that goes back out in the form of commission. Guy said, could you show me a place that has this kind of commissions, this kind of updated technology, these unbelievably killer websites, this kind of transparency, where every single day you can come and you can talk on the radio, you can get your questions, you can have your voice be heard. A place where I can get my car paid, okay, and it's my car. You're not forcing me into some kind of a car that I don't necessarily have use for, right? If I'm a family, I would like to have a van. If I'm driving around with 4 or 5 kids, I don't want a 2-seater. As badly as I do, I gotta service my family. So, the point is that, hey man, where else can you find this? Everything, cars, private charters. Now you can earn a cruise, become a 6-figure earner. You get to go on a cruise. The guy said, he goes, is there anything else out there like that? And I was like, hey man, how about it? If you find it, sign me up. As a matter of fact, on a webinar a couple of weeks ago, a training webinar I did with the #1 earner, Vincent Ortega, we had this conversation, and we agreed that, man, if there was something this cool out there, we would be there. Better mousetrap. Do we have the best mousetrap? Somebody will come along, okay? So this week we introduced the car program, which was awesome, right? That happened on Tuesday night. There's a webinar. You can still see it. It's at trafficweblive.net. That's the webinar from Tuesday night. And we go over the contest. It's not even a contest. It's just new rankings. And you can, based on your action, based on the action you're taking, doing the thing, you're making money. And as you move up the ranks, you get recognition. You get lapel pins. You get recognition on websites. And now you can get your car paid for. Pretty cool. Had a new webinar last night. That was pretty good, wasn't it? Totally different than the stuff you guys have seen in the past. Devon Brown, guy is just crushing it. Top 10 earner. I love his style. People were opting in like crazy. This radio broadcast that we do here every single day is having a record-setting week. More people than ever have come and visited us here at radioleverage.com. And I just put in a request. I haven't heard back from the boys yet, but I was looking to find out really, like how many people, where are we at? I know we got 20,000 on Facebook. I know we brought in tens of thousands in pre-launch. I know right now we've got, I don't even know. I can't even keep count of how many people are joining us every single day, hundreds. So it's been a crazy week. But the best part of the week, in my opinion, the best part of this entire week is what we're about to experience right now. It's the engagement, right? Every single one of you guys who comes here every single day and you take the time, and some of you listen for hours, and you're just, some of you are asking questions, but most of you are just commenting on your experience and personally training each other and assisting each other. That's the best part of this week. That's what has happened. So here's what we're going to do. Right now, I'm going to start opening up the lines here, and what I'm going to do is say the last 4 digits of your telephone number, and when I do, I'm going to invite you to come out and just let me know. Okay, come on out and say your first name and your city, state, or the country you're calling in from, and then let her rip. If you have a comment, if you have even a suggestion, let her go. If you have a question that is related to support, something in your website, something in your email, something related to support, technology stuff, send in a support ticket, please, to support at trafficauthority.net. That team, we've been hearing it all week. We've been hearing kudos for the team. They're getting turns around, right? They're getting it turned around, sometimes 24 hours, 12 hours, 24, 48 hours, getting your stuff fixed up for you. If you got a problem with your traffic, is it flowing, whatever the case may be, send in a support ticket, okay? Support at trafficauthority.net. We have hundreds of people, thousands of people who listen every single day here, and we want to move quickly without getting into some technical stuff that may be specific only to you. We want to hear about things that will benefit the entire group here today. But if you do have a question, I'm always here to help you. However, I put you on notice right now. I did receive a notification from my boy Carl, the guy who I work with in the support area every single day, Monday through Friday. He's live with me, sending in the hot tickets, the ones that are really struggling. He's unavailable this morning because he is in a class. He's going to a class about some software that is being installed across our entire network to make the experience much, much better for all of us. So, that being said, what do they say? Let's put it in the first groove and let it wail. 9761, you're first up in the queue. Good morning.
Good morning, Joe. It's Terry from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and this is the first time I've called in, but I haven't missed a show since you started, and I'm just phoning to say thank you.
You're welcome, Terry.
Traffic Authority, it's all I've been looking for my whole life since I really wanted to start doing something, and I just need to say thank you. It's just everything that I dreamed it would be. So,
well, Terry, thank you very much.
Answer to your. I do have the answer to your question. It's Georgia Southern University. Yeah, and he was an Eagle. So.
and there it is. All right, Terry, I have your phone number. I'm going to have my assistant call you on the telephone. We're going to get you straightened away with one of our cool things. Georgia Southern Eagles, right? And it was. And did you see he was a giant stuffed animal? Could you imagine? I didn't.
Was.
Yeah, he was, and he said he was ranked in ESPN in one of the top. I don't know what it was, 110,
16.
Top 16. There it is. Thank you very much.
Top 16. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Top 16, and so it is. There it is. Devon Brown, the Georgia Southern Eagle, giant stuffed animal, is in the top 10 of earnings here in and it's like the 6 degrees of separation, Terry. That now you can let the world know that, hey, I'm only 1 degree away from the guy who was the Georgia Southern Eagle, which is pretty cool on him. So you put that on your resume, okay?
All right, I will do that. Thanks, Joe.
You're very, very welcome. Terry calling in and giggling up a storm from Alberta, Canada. Good morning, 0618. You're next up.
Hi, Joe. This is Gil James. I tried to get in first so I could talk about the Georgia State University Eagle mascot that Devon Brown was, so I could win something. Well, anyway, he had a good time doing that, and his webinar yesterday for all of us was really fresh. I believe it was really encouraging and inspiring. And he really made it very simple. He talked about the 3 steps to get involved with traffic authority, and it was very simple. It wasn't stale at all. He kept it moving. He kept it flowing. He was transparent. He was genuine, and was a really powerful webinar, Joe, and for the rest of the team members. And so I just want to thank Traffic Authority again for being here. And just like you're saying, and like the sister who said from Canada, this is a really great opportunity. I mean, this is something I've been looking for the longest time. There's so many people who've tried online marketing, MLM, or network marketing, and never heard from their sponsor, never heard from the founders, never heard from anybody, who have been left flat, hanging in the wind. But that's not the way it is with Traffic Authority. Traffic Authority provides us with the training, with the education, with the resources, with the encouragement to help us to move forward in our lives and in our business building. So I just want to say this is great. And the result for those who stick in there, who stay with it like I am, are going to really get the results that they're looking for economically, and meeting new people and helping a whole lot of people build better lives for themselves and their families. So thank you so much. And, hey, this is the real deal.
It is. Gilbert James, thank you very much for dialing in. And you know, I just want everyone to know that Devon Brown webinar from last night, it is still there. I posted this morning on Facebook. I sent you guys an email this morning with the swipe file for you to go and send an invitation to your list. Okay, send to your list today. It's a replay invitation. That replay, it is still there running. People can go and they can log in and they can watch it right now. And also, another webinar I want to remind you guys about, and watch over the weekend, I'll send you some email, is the one that features myself and Vincent Ortega Jr. That one is still sitting out there parked, and you guys can continue to use that. So maybe you like Vincent's style. There's something about Vincent. Maybe the Devon Brown thing really resonates with you. You like his style. I love Devon. If you didn't see Devon Brown's webinar last night, go check it out, topsecretmeeting.net/your username. It's so cool because I love the way, you see how this guy, his mind thinks? He continually is asking permission, and he's keeping it to very, very simple things to consider, and he's asking people more permission, and then he's asking them if it makes sense. It's so well done. It's so well thought out, and I'm going to let you guys in on a secret, okay, because you're coming here every single day. I am working with Devon Brown right now, and Devon Brown is going to be coming, and he's going to be a member of the premium faculty. You know, for that premium, the premium training that you have back there, it's no commissions paid on it. It's straight up just focused, targeted marketing. We're going to be featuring Devon Brown back there because Devon Brown has some skill sets. Clearly you can see the way that he communicates, the way he talks. And one of his best kept secrets is that he contacts every single person on the telephone who demonstrates an interest and is looking for that conversation. And when Devon Brown picks up the telephone and he has those conversations, forget about it. As they say in Jersey, as they say in Philly, forget about it. It's done. The guy is just crushing it, and he's got some really cool things. And those are coming very, very soon. Got so many things we're working on in the back for you guys. 8487, you're next up in the queue. Good morning.
Joe, it's Mike out here in California. How are you, buddy?
Oh, how you doing, Mike? I don't think I've heard you on the radio in too long, bro. How are you, man? What's going on?
I'm good, man. I'm just living the life and listening to you every morning. It's great, and listen to all the ninjas out there. Everyone's rocking and rolling, and you know, I just want to say real quick to my good friend Devon Brown. We're all talking about him, and I just want to give kudos to him. He did an outstanding job last night. I hope a lot of people out there today see his enthusiasm and his passion for this business, and Traffic Authority is just making it great for everybody. And I'm still living the dream. I'm still doing every day. I'm doing my due diligence to get out there and get the message out and emailing my list and doing the things that, thank God for Doug and Greg and Chad and Adam, all the guys, all you gods out there. You guys have just done a great job for everything for all of us. So it's something that I hope people, take advantage of this. It's an outstanding opportunity, and you say it every day and every morning. And I want to tell the people out there that you really are missing a great opportunity if you don't get in this traffic authority, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime deal, Joe. You and I both know that. And you were talking about the stats this morning as far as, the few people that every day this radio show grows and grows and grows. You and I were on the show back in the, quite a few months back when it was at ILS. And I remember calling you, and we would be the only ones talking half the time. We get a few people like Rose. I remember Rose. Yeah. And now we got you guys got Kara and Terry that just called right now. Congratulations, Terry, on the thing. I was going to mention Devon's school too. In fact, I called him and said, "Man, where are you at, man? I didn't know what school you went to. I thought it was some type of internet school or something." But he does pretty well on his own. But anyway, I just want to say, it's just good, and I got to get out here and call you a little bit more. But man, Joe, it's hard to get on now. I got to wait. Last time I got on here, I waited for almost an hour, and I just couldn't wait anymore. I had things to do. But anyway, hey, thanks a lot, Joe, for your enthusiasm and coming on every day as you do. You're here every day, and then as well as Doug and Greg and Joe, I want to say hi because I don't get a chance to talk to those guys either. But and Devon, I just want to say, Devon, if you're out there listening, you did a great job, man. I'm proud of you. And he's my guy below me, or I'm just downline. And I just want to say he did a great job, and I hope people take advantage of joining today. Don't wait. This is an opportunity that is going to get better and better. And like you say, from a year from now, this place is going to go off the charts. It's already number one now, and it's just going to get better. So thank you all for really hanging in there. Thanks for calling in, all you ninjas out there. We really appreciate it. And I know Joe and I, hey, man, we have the love for each other. So just keep on plugging away, people. And happy Friday to everybody.
Hey, Mike, calling in from Cali. Mike, thank you very much, dude. I have missed you. I do remember. Back in the day, the snow was flying, man. It was last winter. There were times that it was me and Mike. And, Mike, you have been so consistent with the 800 number and all the testimonials, and thank you for showing up here, man. I am always thinking about you, right? I'm going through the radio thing. I'm like, I wonder if Mike is here, man. Where's Mike in Cali? It's like, forget about it. You're here, right? How you doing?
I'm here, Joe. I'm here. I'm listening to you.
Thank you very much. Mike and Cali checking in. Let's keep it moving. Mike is right. People wait so long here, so I'm going to do my best to keep my part. I'm done. I talked for the first 15 minutes, so let's go to 2959. You're next up in the queue. Good morning.
Carlos Rodriguez from New York City. What's up, guys?
Hey, Carlos, how you doing, man? What's going on with you today?
Oh, man, I'm super excited right now. I took a look at that Devon Brown webinar last night. Oh, man, it's just amazing. No, just plugging in, talking to some leaders from around the industry, trying to mastermind something, so I could be back on the top leaderboards, Other than that, man, I'm just plugging in. She's telling me I'm doing good over here, my daughter. But just real quick, man. Fear kills more dreams than failure will ever do. So just keep on shooting, keep on going, keep on taking as many shots as you can to succeed out here, because God knows I've been part of that fear that was always blocking me from my success. And again, I'm seeing success with TA. I'm seeing success in my personal life. My mindset is on 100. Just keep on, never quit. And for those of you that's peeping through the hole on the other side that never press one. Let the world hear your voice, and just let's go out there and kick some ass. Yeah. So thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. I haven't been on for a couple of days because I had some things going on in the background.
Well, I was waiting for you, man. I knew that you're always showing up. I see on the pages. I see on Facebook. Thank you for coming out here today, Carlos. Keep up the good work and give that baby a kiss on the forehead. We'll keep it moving here this morning. 4458. Good morning. You're next up.
Good morning, Joe. It's June from Wyoming. How are you today?
I'm great, June. How are you today?
I'm awesome. Just checking in. I just have a couple updates for you. So, I've gone from 0 to 70 in my email list, which I'm pretty dang excited about that. I also have over 400 Twitter followers. I'm a premium reseller So I went into the back office on Vincent's training, and I learned, from that, becoming a Twitter lead magnet.
Wow.
He's taught us how to make recipes and automatically send tweets to those that follow us. And so it's just crazy, Joe, how much I've learned. And like I told you before, when I started with Vincent, I didn't even know what a screenshot was. So, this is so exciting to me. I'm very honored and humbled to be a part of it. And I just thank you so much, Joe. You're so awesome, and you are my morning habit.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that webinar last night was very inspiring, very impressive. He's smooth. He's very well-spoken, very, very good trainer. Mm-hmm. Very exciting. That's about all I have. I just wanted to check in.
Well, thank you very much, June, for checking in. I really do appreciate that. And, yes, Devon Brown is very, very smooth. He's a chocolate swirl, man. There used to be a guy who played for the Bears. They called him the chocolate swirl. The guy was unbelievable, a wide receiver. Willie Gault. Willie Gault was on the Chicago Bears, the 85 team. That's how old I am. And he was a ballet dancer. The guy was unbelievable, and it kind of like Devon, right? He's just like a ballet dancer. He's so smooth, and he is just so he has such rhythm and cadence, and he's so transparent. He blows me away, man. When I first met Devon Brown, I remember reaching out and saying, you know what? Over the years, 20 years I've been doing this, I've worked with a lot of people, and Devon Brown is like he is way up there. He's the cream of the crop for sure. We're blessed to have him representing for us and telling the story. He's like the best storyteller. Why not have your best guy out there, right? 9190, you're next up. Good morning.
Oh, this is an awesome morning. This is Earl Teets, the mountain man out of Troy, Montana. Looking at what Devon Brown did last night was quite eye-opening. Listening to the young lady that just spoke before me was quite eye-opening. You listen to these people coming into traffic authority. I didn't even know how to do a screenshot, and look what's happening now. We've got the tools that you need. When you look at that internet presentation from last night, and you look at history, success always leaves clues. The gold rush, everybody's going after the gold, so sell them the tools, and you get to be the first millionaire. The first millionaire in insurance came out of that gold rush. People needed insurance. Today's gold rush is being able to earn from home online. And to have the education of how to do that and the fast pace to the traffic, both of those things that you can earn commissions on right here at Traffic Authority. We have the chance to be part of history in the making. It's not a time to procrastinate. It's a time to take action. And when you take action, sometimes you're going to see some roadblocks that get in the way. Big deal. Overcome the roadblocks, take the next step forward, and enjoy the victory. But if you're too afraid to take the next step forward because, I might fail, well, the light bulb wouldn't be here if Thomas Edison hadn't failed 14,000 times. If our founding fathers of America didn't have the guts to stand up to the enemy at the time when they were outnumbered 10,000 to 1, we wouldn't have America today. Mm-hmm. We got a beautiful thing today, and it's just an honor to be part of it. I just encourage anybody out there to just take action with everything you got. You'll be glad you did here at Traffic Authority. Thanks for having us here, Joe. It was an awesome night last night.
And it's still out there for you, Earl. Thank you very much. Earl, the Mountain Man, checking in, and that webinar that people are talking about here this morning, it is still running. It is there right now. And I encourage you guys to, because it was so good, and it is still good because it's still there, and it will be there. Okay, we're going to archive all of these. So you have one that really feels good for you, and it's really telling a story for you, and it really resonates with you. That's very, very important. Then continue to promote that webinar. 6673, you're next up in the queue. Good morning.
Good morning, Joe. It's Kim Snyder from Niagara Falls, Canada. How are you?
I'm great, Kim. How are you today? What's going on?
I really just wanted to have like a Gratitude Friday. I just wanted to express my gratitude today. The webinar was awesome. Mm-hmm. The stories about the gold rush, I hadn't really thought of it that way. I'm sure that story, just the way he told the story, and mm-hmm. It's a very powerful metaphor. And metaphors, boy, oh boy, they really impact on people in really making a point. So that was a great webinar, and I'm just really grateful to be able to be a part of the community and for everything that you share every morning and the gems that people share constantly. Even though I've been on this, I think, this week, but prior to this, I've been listening, and there's lots of great information here. And Doug called me personally yesterday to make sure that my prize is going to get to me. You just don't get that anywhere else. That was awesome.
I know. It is awesome, and you're awesome, Kim. Thank you very much. We learn from you, okay? We learn from you every single day. We really do, about compassion, about belief, and you share so much, right? You know, business consultant, business coach. You mentioned the fact that you have spent big money on tools. You mentioned Anthony Robbins. I think you're the first person that actually threw that chip on the table, the Anthony Robbins reference, and I was thinking of you last night when I saw him on TV talking about, you know, just find out what it is that people really will benefit from, and then get really busy with that idea. Speaking of benefits, how's the pony? How's it going with the? I know that you're in the business of rescuing, you know, horses.
That's the beauty of just being fully engaged. And Tony Robbins says it's not that we lack resources; it's we lack resourcefulness. Mm-hmm. And because I share and talk to people, and I'm willing to accept support. Somebody messaged me, introduced me to somebody who does special herbal treatments that I'd never heard of. And so that's really just, and then not only that, she paid for the treatment, and what a gift that is. And it just came out of the blue. So the pony, I'm sure, is going to be fine because on a whole lot of different levels, she's getting best wishes sent to her. And so that's just the magic of being connected. I mean, that is something that's the magic of being connected and never quitting. All the successful people say, never quit. And sure, there's things as a business coach I have to say to people. Sometimes you are barking up the wrong tree, but if people are getting results in an area, then everybody should be able to get results in the area, especially when the education, the tools, the mentorship, everything is there. We should all be able to have success, and it's all going to come to each of us in a different time.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
just never quit. So she'll be fine, but thank you for asking.
And you're welcome. Kim Snyder checking in. And this is, Kim, what this is reminding me of is, remember the movie that came out years ago, the sensation called The Secret. And that's The Secret is really just taking action and having belief and consistency. That's really what it is, and unwavering. You say as a business coach, you say to people, you may have to say to somebody, maybe you might have to say, you're barking up the wrong tree. But at least they're barking up a tree. So what they have to just go do is, the intelligent one who takes the advice goes and finds another tree. They don't just quit and die. They go find another tree. And what I have found in my life, you talked about the horse, and you talked about, out of the clear blue sky, someone shows up and they have an idea and they're willing to pay for and all that stuff that happens in life is the result of taking action. Taking action. If you're like, I can go on and on about this topic, but I'll save it for another day. But it really is amazing when you simply do the thing, because the responses start showing up out of the clear blue sky, out of the last place that you would ever figure, right? It just shows up. The result. 6592. You're next up in the queue.
Well, good morning. This is Frank from beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The sun is shining, and it's a great day to play in traffic. Good morning, Joe.
Frank, you caught me off guard because you didn't block your number, but I'm happy to hear from you. Frank, how's it going in Myrtle Beach today?
It's fantastic. Well, I was on the webinar last night, and I want to express my gratitude as well as everyone else is. And I did send out thousands of invitations to that webinar last night. Mm-hmm. And I also did something else. Using a Weber, I'm sure you can postpone your invitations, or you can send out multiple invitations. So even though I didn't do anything physically this morning, I sent out invitations to all of my list by just postponing it and sending it out the following morning at 8 o'clock, and then again at 3 o'clock this afternoon. So folks are going to be logging into that website and that webinar. They're going to be seeing it again and again. And last night after the webinar, I stayed up and I was on my Facebook, and I had a whole slew of friends on the right-hand side, and I just went up and down the list, inviting everybody to the webinar even after it was finished, telling everyone about, by the way, look who's number one. And then I even sent you one. I saw you on there, so I sent you an Instagram, an instant message. And then the last thing I did is, of course, I set up an event according to the way that Vincent teaches in the Premier back office, and that is to make an event not for a single day but for the whole month. And so I did that. So the big question I have, this is the only question I have, is we talked about this before we asked, and you said it might be coming soon. Will we ever know, or when will we know, who attended that webinar? Will we get that feedback?
Yes, and this is technology related, and I'm having a meeting today, Frank, with just a brainstorming meeting, and I'm going to bring this meeting. I'm going to bring this question to the table and see where we can put it on the development list. I thank you for your patience. I congratulate you on taking action. And you know what, Frank? The other day, I'm going to mute up here, Frank. The other day, you actually were mentioning somebody that you had, a Warren Mark person, somebody that had joined you in the business. They've come along. And I think it says so much about what we were just talking about with Kim, about when you just take the action, the stuff shows up. So you're posting on Facebook, you're sending on Twitter, you're doing this, you're doing that, and then suddenly, because you're taking action, because you're doing the thing starts showing up in your life from the place that you may least expect it. Thank you very much, Frank. As far as getting those auto responses so you know who attended the webinar, it's a work in progress. 742, and thank you, Frank, for bringing it up. And you guys know, if you're brand new, we've only been here in this incarnation since August 5th. Really, it was the 1st of September when we really got the ball rolling. So we've only been here for a couple months, and it's a big project. And I was in there yesterday. I was going through some of the training material again because I'm a student. I'm like blown away. I mean, stuff is coming up that I don't even know that it's been added in there by the team. So much quality information. So much. 7427, you're next up in the queue. Hello. 7427 are the last four digits of your phone number. Oh, I hate to do this to somebody who's been waiting for so long. Oh, it breaks my heart. 8696, you're next up.
Hey, how you doing, Joe? This is Ken, home of the Steelers.
Hey, Ken, how are you today?
I'm good, helping a friend move. Now, I put up an ad saying I would do whatever to make that extra money so I could pay these expenses that I got, so I started doing that. I'm doing Uber. I'm just trying to keep it moving,
I love that, man. I love that. What a great idea. Doing whatever you got to do to get it done. And helping a friend move, that's big. That is really, really big, dude. That is big. And you know what this is? I was thinking, it's funny you brought up Uber, Ken, because I wrote Uber down on my notepad here today when I was talking about the no passing zone, right? For people who are coming here, you're listening for the first time, you may be coming from companies out there. There was a trend about a couple, 3 years ago. And the trend, and I've seen several companies have this compensation plan where, the first sale you make, you keep. The second sale, you pass up. The third sale is yours. The fourth sale, you pass up. The fifth one is yours. The sixth one, you pass up. And then every sixth one, you got to pay. It's like, really? I'm the one doing the work? I'm spending the money? I'm buying the traffic? And I'm going to give you the person? Not on my watch. So I was thinking about, we share things here. And I wrote on my pad, it's like we're the Uber. Is that the name of the company? The ride sharing? We're the Uber of internet deals because we share. Okay, I'm going to share my commission with the guy who brought me in. I love that. Thank you, Ken. Keep up the good work. 5232, you're next up. Good morning.
Hi, Joe. Good morning. This is Holly Folks from Los Angeles. How are you?
Holly, I am surprised that you weren't first in the queue.
Guess what? I was, and somehow I got disconnected, so I called back, and now that's why you're speaking to me now.
I know, you're usually first. I was like, wow, where's Holly? But I saw you down there in the queue, Holly, and had a couple email challenges yesterday, but you're back on the list. It's a big list, and you'll be receiving email today from me, personally from me. And I'm doing a test trying to figure out why I can't get your email address all the way into that huge database. The database is so big.
I know. Like, I can't wait till we get that resolved, but I so appreciate your ensuring that I do receive emails. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. What else is going on today with you?
Pardon me, and I wanted to tell you that I saw yet one more commission when I checked in back office. That's really exciting.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
That is awesome.
So
I'm so excited for you.
I am too, and I'm hoping that I can get Jody on the call. Yesterday he said he was on there for a while. He heard you refer to everyone as ninjas. He said, wow, Joe calls me a ninja. I'm so excited. I said, just do the thing, man. Just do the thing.
Yes, sir.
And
yes,
so
ma'am.
Hopefully I will get him to do that, because I'm trying to explain to him that, you don't need to wait. Mm-hmm. You just need to get in where you fit in. You need to do it right now. So hopefully he will. He said he's just really excited.
Well, that's good, Holly. And it's time that, this is a friend of mine. He refers to our business as it's now o'clock. He says it's now. Now is the time. Okay, when people wait, they wait and stuff comes up and their enthusiasm dies off. It's like an ice cream cone on a hot sidewalk. It just melts away. It's like now o'clock. Now is the time. Now there is never a better time. As a matter of fact, Eckhart Tolle, the power of now. Right now is when you do it. Holly, thank you very much for coming out here today. Congratulations. Jody, if you're listening, come on, man. Come on, man. Just do it. You're working with a great leader in Holly. Thank you very much, Holly. We'll keep it moving. 4088, you're next up. Good morning. I can hear you talking in the background there, 4088.
Hey, what's up? I'm sorry. This is Kawan, Las Vegas.
Who's this? I'm sorry?
Kawan out of Las Vegas.
There you are. Hey, Kawan, how you doing?
All right. How you doing?
I'm good, man.
I was in earlier, but then I got bumped off, so...
No sweat. What can I do for you today? What you thinking about?
Oh man, what I want to say is I want to say hats off to Devon. That webinar yesterday was excellent. Mm-hmm. I feel it was exactly what we needed for. I think that's going to close perfectly, because the one problem I felt that we had is that some videos, some webinars and videos, as good as they are, they're just too long. And I feel that the average person is not going to sit for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Now, I will say that when a person sits that long, then they're probably more serious to take action. But I think he covered that by just getting to the point as far as weaning off the people that's probably on the fence, and then weaning out the people that's never going to take action. And that's what I like about the webinar, because anybody watching that webinar, if you're a serious risk taker, if you're a serious person ready to jump in and start a business, then you're gonna watch it all the way through, and then you're gonna jump in. If you're a person that the opposite of that, then what you're going to do is watch that video, probably watch about the first 5-10 minutes and be out of there. And that's exactly what we want. We want to wean those people out. We don't want to sit there and have somebody in your inbox for, 30 minutes and have you read thinking, oh, yeah, this is the one I'm about to close and this is great. And then come to find out an hour later that he was just wasting your time, Mm-hmm. And now while he was wasting your time, you could have been focusing on somebody that actually wanted to take action and wanted to make a move. So I think that that was perfect, the way he hit key points. I also think it was genius that instead of saying how much it was monthly, that he broke it down daily. That was very smart, because what happens is a person gets to put in perspective, say, wow, this is the price of a cup of coffee. So if I was to give up my cup of coffee today, this for the next month or 2 months or 6 months, I can actually do this. I can afford this. See, people don't break things down like that, so they break it down as the big number. Oh, my God, it's $200 a month. But when you break it down, it's $5 a day. A couple of cents of dollars a year. That's a big difference. And people do see, I waste a lot of money daily. I spend money on a lot of different. That's a lottery ticket. I can stop playing the lottery and play something that's for sure is going to put money in my pocket. Mm-hmm. So that was another thing I liked about it. Okay, and yeah, man, I just think it was great. I think he hit all the points. I think that's what I'm going to use from now on when someone is interested. Oh, and the other thing I like about it was the fact that a lot of times I send people the information. Okay, they are interested. They say, okay, you know what? You're in my good ear. I like what you're preaching. You're selling. Send me the information. So I send them the information. I send them to my web. I send them to the site. Everything's a go. And guess what? They go, okay, I watched everything, and I still don't know what's going on. I've seen everything, and okay, still tell me, how does this work?
Lost Kawan. Man, he dropped, and he was rolling there. I could see his call was dropped. I love that dude, man. Kawan, thank you very much if you call back in, okay? Let's get over here to 2224. You're next up in the queue. Hello. 2224, you're next up.
Yes, Joe, this is Shaji Adewale from Irving, Texas.
Shaji, how are you?
All right, fine. Yes, Joe, this is a good thing that you got on the air, and I've been listening to your call, and I'm staying motivated. Although I'm building a list, and I got some few sales in, but I'm keeping my motivation up, and I still got some negative friends around me, but I brush them all off because at the end, I'm sure going to get the laugh all the way to the bank. But other than that, I'm staying motivated. I'm in gear, and I'm putting the works up. And by the way, when I go to my daily activity, and when I click on my daily activity, it seems like it's not working. It's not giving me no points.
All right. Well, listen, Shaji, that's because that contest is closed. That ended on Halloween. That contest ended on Halloween. Okay, but stand by because we do have some other things. There's ways that you can now get your car note paid for by Traffic Authority, and we have got other things coming up besides the cars. And people, depending on the kind of money that you're generating, I know, for example, that Vincent is getting a really, really nice car payment. He's got a brand new Corvette, and so you get your car payment made. We also are giving away cruises, and there's ways that you can really, really capitalize on the work that you're doing and get some extra incentives. And we do have another contest that is in the works, and that's coming up for the holiday season. So stand by for that. That's going to be really cool. And Shaji, you talked about your negative friends. Man, that's one of the things that we all deal with here. Everyone deals with that negativity. Sometimes it's your closest friends. Sometimes it's it's like your wife, your husband, your kids, your son-in-law, your uncle, your aunt. Those are the ones who have a tendency. Sometimes they think that they think they're doing good for you. They're negative. They're saying, "Oh, you're doing that," but really, there's something else going on there. When people get negative, it's the fear of their own results, really. But we'll save that one for another day. Shaji, thank you for calling in this morning, and keep up the good work. Okay, keep moving forward. 3391, you're next up. Good morning.
Good morning, Joe. This is Joe from Ventura, California.
Good morning. How you doing there, Joe? I'm good. What's going on? Haven't heard you in a while.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to talk about the webinar last night that Devin gave. Was excellent. As far as using that as a tool, because it answers almost all their questions about what we're doing, and I'm excited about it. So
I think he does a great job. Like I said, there's a reason that Devon Brown has been making money for so many years, right? And you saw his story, bankrupt at 23.
I know.
Bankrupt, right? And and now he just has it figured out. But the guy works every single day. He puts in the time. And I'll tell you this: I think today Devon is in some kind of a class, right? I talked to him, and he's always investing in his education, as far as what he does, list building, monetization of list, what he does, his skill set, communication. The guy is a ninja on the telephone, and he's always investing. He's always going back to school. There's a lesson there. Success does leave clues, and if you like it. It's parked, and watch. We're going to send you guys more information for those of you that really like the style of Vincent Ortega. That webinar is still available for you to use. And if you like the one that Devon Brown does, we're going to archive that so you can still use it. Next week, we're going to be introducing a new webinar that features Eric Bechtold. Eric is a guy that you see, you know who he is. You see him on a lot of the videos. Another top 10 earner for years. Guy's a millionaire. And he's going to be featured on a webinar next week. And we're putting together a portfolio of webinars that you guys will have available to you at the drop of a hat, right? And so, just continuing to build the toolbox for everybody, Joe.
Okay, I also wanted to answer a question that you asked about Devin being a mascot at Georgia Southern.
Right. That's correct. That's correct. And we actually got a couple of people already this morning. The first caller this morning was Terry calling in from Alberta, right? And she actually knew it was the Eagles from Georgia Southern, top 16 of ESPN mascots. So now when I hear Devon Brown, whenever I see Devon Brown, I'm seeing a giant stuffed animal on the sidelines of the basketball. You know what I mean? I love the mascots. I love the giant mascots. And to think that Devon Brown is a stuffed eagle is wonderful. I love it.
That was great.
It was great. Joe the plumber, thanks for checking in, man. Stay
Okay.
in touch.
Take care,
Joe,
Joe.
I want to thank you. I see you on the Facebook page all the time, encouraging people, thumbs up, and chiming in there. Thank you for that. Thank you for that social proof, that work you're doing there, Joe. 4411, calling in from the Chicago area. Hello, good morning.
Hey, what's going on, Joe? How you doing?
I'm good. Who's this?
This is Neil Anderson here out of
Neil,
Chicago.
how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm great. Loving TA. Seen the Devon webinar last night.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. You know, my affiliation with him started way before TA, so I know how good he is. I just wanted to basically send out respect to all those who are taking action towards achieving their goals and their dreams. And I wanted to touch base with you on a personal level and wondered if I could get you to PM me on Facebook.
Sure, I can do that for you, Neil. I got you on Facebook, and I got your number here. Absolutely, man. I can take care of you. I'll look you up.
Okay, on that note, then I'm going to let you do what you do because you're awesome at it.
Well, thank you very much.
Good luck and blessings to all those who are trying to achieve their dreams.
Thank you very much. Neil Anderson checking in from the Chi from Chicago. Thank you very much, Neil. We'll keep it moving here. 2301, you're next up. Good morning.
Oh, hey, it's Becky in Colorado.
Hey, Becky, how are you today?
Oh, it's a crisp 35 degrees out, and my dogs, as usual, said, hey, it's like 9 o'clock, dudes. We got to go outside so we can watch the traffic authority.
There you go. Dogs
and then
keeping
my husband came out to spell me because I had on a coat and my bedroom slippers, so I went in there to change shoes, and he let them in, and they were jumping around like, hey, we're not done yet. So I said, they're used to being outside for a whole hour while we're on the radio. He said, oh, okay, and then he went to work. So anyway, I just kicking myself because I missed that webinar last night, but I'm going to go watch it as soon as I get off the phone here.
And Becky, here's what I want to tell you, and thank you very much for chiming in today. I missed the snow. As a matter of fact, it was only 40 degrees down here in the Valley of the Sun this morning when I woke up. It's chilly. It gets cold in the desert, right? But I really am hankering for some of that snow. I'm from the Midwest, and I saw up in Sedona, Arizona, it snowed. And I really thank you for coming here. And next time, make sure that you're wearing your snow boots and not your bedroom slippers. And here's the thing I want to tell you: the webinar last night.
I've been outside in flip flops in the snow. I got a picture of that.
Yeah, I know. When I used to live in Chicago, I used to barbecue. And my favorite time for cooking on the grill, like some food on the grill, was when it was snowing. There's nothing more fun than having the Weber grill raging while it's snowing out. My brothers and I out there swigging back beers. But listen, here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. I'm excited for you to watch the webinar today, but you've already said yes. You're already here with us in Traffic Authority. What I'm really excited about is you sending the webinar, your personal webinar link, to as many people as you can, because those people will see what all of these individuals are seeing. And I like your chances of bringing in some serious talent with these tools we got here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do that. I mean, I send it out to Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and my email list. Day before yesterday, and I meant to send it again yesterday, and I don't know what happened. I guess Ed was home all day because it was raining and snowing and stuff, and so we got doing stuff together, and I kind of neglected my usual my computer doesn't work anymore because it's an old dead HP, but I get on my iPad and I send out all my emails and watch all the everything I need to catch up on. But I try to let everybody know. I send out stuff, and you want to hear something funny? This one company I've been with for 2 years, startup company, it sells vitamins for your brain. I won't mention the name, but got a guy on there that's so pro old school. I mean, you got to have, home meetings. You got to do this. You got to do that.
Oh.
All old school Amway type stuff. And, I'm in another company that I haven't really done much with, but I've just kind of been following along that also promotes learning how to get traffic. They don't sell traffic. They just, teach you all this, it's a Ray Higdon type of deal, I mean, the guy's really cool and he's really good.
Right.
And so this guy posted the negative got to do it old school way. Posted on Facebook because I hear some of my people have been trying to be recruited into this other company, and then all of a sudden, all the comments, oh, that company's just junk. Oh no, this, that. I'm thinking, really? And I said, if I catch any of my people trying to recruit somebody into some other company, I'm going to kick them out. And I'm thinking, well, he's just missing the boat.
Yeah, and you know what,
and,
Becky,
here's
what I would recommend, and I have to move on here. I have other people in the queue, but I would say if that individual is talking about the traffic authority, then it would be a great benefit if he kicked people out. But he won't be kicking them out. He'll be kicking them upstairs to the number one company in the world, the number one company, a trending organization on planet Earth, according to MLMrankings.com, is the traffic authority. So can it get any better? We'll see. Hello there. Someone's calling in from 111. Somebody on Skype. Is this 11?
Guess who?
Rebecca, how are you today?
I am doing fabulously. How are you, my friend?
I am. I'm doing I'm doing good this morning. I'm pretty fired up. I'm riding herd here. I'm the ringmaster, and I'm excited about all the things we're learning, the responses we're getting from people. I'm waiting for a report to come back. I'm looking to see what were the real numbers. I know we invited tens of thousands of people to the webinar last night, and if the responses we're hearing this morning is any indication, we're going to have to get a shiny new dump truck to take all the money to the bank that we're going to be earning as a result of last night's webinar. How are you today?
That webinar, the webinar rocks, and I loved how much detail. I mean, I've heard the Gold Rush thing many times before, but I've never actually heard it with that much detail and that much kind of emotion. It was so well told, and that's he really is a storyteller, and it's all about that. It was kind of a joy to listen to that story and the way that he worded it and everything. So people should definitely send traffic to that, definitely, because I can see that converting really well. But I wanted to come on here today to warn my American friends about a virus that only seems to affect people in the U.S. and sometimes to a degree people in Canada, but not anywhere else. And it's completely avoidable.
What's that?
It's called turkey lurkey no more worky syndrome. And basically what happens, and I've seen this, I've watched from afar over the years. I first identified it in about 2010, and it seems to be getting worse. And what happens, particularly in the U.S., is the beginning of November comes along, and then everyone just stops working until January, and then January comes around, and they're kind of like, how come I've got no money? It's because they didn't know work. It's like, yay, holidays, and then they stop. And I saw it, seriously, I saw it first in about 2010, and I thought, God, this is a thing. I mean, why is nobody saying anything about this thing? So, I'm just warning people, just making people aware, because I really think vigilance, it's like with colds and flu, wash your hands, cover your mouth. I think vigilance is the way to go with this. I think if you sense you're getting the early symptoms of turkey lurkey no more worky syndrome, the way you can get rid of it is by applying a very specific essential oil to everything that you do, and it's the essential oil of hustle. And I really think that is, you're not supposed to talk about cures and things, but I'm going to break the rules and say I think that cures it.
That's amazing. I'm an oil person myself. I'm into the whole essential oils, esoteric science, and you are so correct. Hustle, right? In a good way. Just get to work, right? Get the lead out, right?
Totally. I mean, I'm a big fan of this thing, this kind of way of working that I put together that I call the hustle and glide, and it's I'm a big fan of it, and I think I'm all in favor of people taking time off and having holidays and having fun and stuff, but you kind of need to prepare for it in advance. You need to say, right, I'm going to do really no work during this period of time. So during that period of time, I'm going to run traffic to a high converting web page during that period of time so that the system's working for me. But until then, I don't need to be sitting and eating turkey. So until then, I'm going to hustle so I can glide.
I love that, right? So it's kind of like, sometimes I use that metaphor, the story of, not hustle and glide, but it's like when you're pumping an old style, a pump out in the, in the country, right? You got to pump the pump and you're pumping and nothing is coming out, right? Yeah. And you're just like exhausted, you're sweating, you're like, I need some water. Pump, and the next thing you know, it starts moving. It's like hustle and glide, right? You hustle and glide, and once you get that momentum moving, then you just do the thing. You have the flow, the rhythm, correct?
Yeah. You do a little bit more of the thing in the period of time that you've got to do a little bit more of the thing. So if you know you're going to take some time off, you say, right, I'm taking some time off there. So instead of just working in a very balanced way until then, I'm going to hustle. I'm going to super hustle for X number of weeks or X number of months. I'm going to super hustle, and then I can take that time off and not feel guilty about it. I set things up so things are automated during that period of time, and I can totally, because what you say about being 100%, not kind of multitasking, being 100% involved with things. I think that goes just as much to holidays as it does to anything else. And you can always tell when somebody's not really fully engaged in the whole holiday kind of festive thing because they're checking they're checking their iPhone and they're kind of thinking about, what sales am I missing? You don't want to be doing that over Christmas and stuff. You don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. So if you hustle in advance and then you get everything set up and you think, right, okay, I'm going to run traffic during this period of time because there's going to be some people who are hating the festive season, who go up to their room and get on their computer and think, I've got to go back to work soon. I don't want to go back to work. How can I find business online? And if you're running traffic during that period of time, you can pick those guys up. Mm-hmm. But you want to be able to be fully present with your family and friends and not dealing with all of that stuff. So you set up an autoresponder sequence. You set up traffic. Then you take some time off and spend time with your friends and family and have a wonderful time, but you hustle first. You get the momentum up and going. You do as much as you possibly can before. So when you see, and you will see people, if you're in the US, you won't see it so much in England, happens a bit later, but in the US, you will see people around you starting to come down with this condition.
They already are.
They are. They do. They come down with it pretty. I mean, seemingly, from what I hear, it can start happening even from October, which is worrying. But you start to see the symptoms around you, and you just have to think to yourself, right? I can avoid this by applying hustle. So you just apply hustle, and you don't get it, and then you're not ill with it. You don't have this malingering turkey lurkey no more worky thing where you get it too early and then you can't enjoy the holidays and then you regret it afterwards. It's much cleaner than that. You hustle first, then you go all out on the turkey, and then you pay your bills and you're not freaking out in January because you've got no money.
I love this idea. Turkey lurkey, no more worky. I've written that one down. You're going to see. You guys will be seeing that in an email. I'm going to give you credit for it too, Rebecca. I can't steal your stuff without giving you credit for it. But turkey lurkey, no more worky. And earlier today on the radio show, we heard from Frank in beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And Frank said that I set it up so that my emails were going to go at noon and they were going to go at 3. And what Frank was talking about, and Rebecca, this is what you're talking about, is taking advantage of some of the automated technology that is here. Like you can go into your GetResponse and you can set it up where you can set up emails to go for the next year. And if you have enough time in one day, you can set them up. If you pay attention and you know how to schedule it, the thing just goes to work. And that's a very, very cool thing. So I think what you're talking about here is you can do some stuff Like, say we're going through the holidays. You know you'll love that Devon Brown webinar. Maybe you also love the one that's coming with Eric Bechtel that's not even done yet. Maybe you're going to love the one that maybe one day Rebecca is going to do. We'll have resources available to you where you'll be able to, and you can do it right now, automate your stuff. You can automate your business with some of these high tech, and they're really, some of the stuff is pretty spanking new, right? It's like I said yesterday, maybe I was talking to you, it's like the stuff that was making millions of dollars for me in the year 2010 is totally irrelevant now. It doesn't work anymore. So this stuff has been coming along, and if you think you know it all, the only thing I can tell you is get busy and take a look into some of the other, like the Academy and some of the other stuff you will learn here. Some of the technologies and techniques you will learn here. So you can make the turkey lurkey no more worky. You can deal with that by automating your process, and then there's no sweat, right? Is that what you're saying, Rebecca?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome. And I saw Anthony Robbins. I don't know if you were here earlier today. I saw Anthony Robbins on TV last night. And,
I heard that bit. Yeah.
And it reminded me of you. As a matter of fact, I mentioned you this morning, at the very beginning.
Yes, I caught the very end of that bit. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. The guy's amazing. The guy is absolutely amazing. One day, when you get me on a webinar, I have an amazing story about Tony Robbins. It's a bit long for this, but I will share it. Remind me.
I will.
When I'm on a webinar, tell us that story about Tony Robbins, because it's phenomenal. I mean, the guy's amazing. We all owe him so much. He's helped so many people. It's even if you don't know who Tony Robbins is, you've learned from him.
Well, last night on the webinar, webinar. I got webinar on the mind. Last night here in North America, in my neighborhood, there's one of these cable TV networks, and they've got this really cool female named Kennedy. She used to be on VH1 or MTV. She's very, very contemporary. She's edgy. She wears horn-rimmed glasses. She's very, very cool. And she had him on last night. And one of the things he talked about, in addition to connecting with people where their passion lies and really providing unbelievable service to that demographic, will create unbelievable wealth. And he talked about the intangible wealth, and the satisfaction that you get. And then he talked about something else. He talked about feeding people. He talked about how many people here in North America are hungry, go to bed hungry every single day. And then he took a swipe at some social program that the government is considering shutting down, and that will put another several million people into this state of hunger. And so he has written a book, and the book is coming out, or it's just come out, and 100% of the proceeds of his book are going into this feed the people, like millions and millions and millions of meals. This guy is actually putting out there into the world.
That's so amazing. That's so amazing. Not just because of the fact that he's doing it, but because of why he started doing it in the first place, which was because something really horrible happened to him. And this is what people don't get. They go through their lives and bad things happen, and they think, poor me, a bad thing happened. If you actually look into the bad things that happen to you, they can be the biggest gifts in terms of your ability to give back to society as a whole. So for him, as I'm sure lots of people listening, know, he went through an experience where it was Thanksgiving, and his family was very, very poor, and someone turned up with this load of food for Thanksgiving as just a gift, as a charitable gift. And he thought this was amazing, and his father did not have the same view of that. And it became a massive row between the father and the mother, and he stormed out. And Tony's take on it was that it was a wonderful thing, and that was his takeaway from it. But it could have been the opposite. He could have said, oh, no, if someone's nice to me, that means horrible things. But he was so grateful that he then decided that he was going to go out and do that for as many people in the world as he possibly could. And so now he and his family and his organization have fed millions of people. And it's amazing that anything bad that's happened to you in your life, you can, they say your message is in your mess, or your mess is your message. If you look back at something really difficult that happened to you, And if instead of looking at it from the perspective of this is a sad thing, or I was a victim of this, you think, wow, I survived that. How can I help other people survive that? It just puts a completely different take on things. And this idea that people, anybody in a position of success, that they just suddenly magicked their way there without any problems is just not true. They just have a different mindset. When bad things happen, they either ignore them or they learn from them, and they make their focus be on where they're going and what the good thing is and all the rest of it. And the same thing, I said on a call the other day, I was on a call and while I was waiting in the queue, I got a letter from an email from a divorce lawyer saying that, horrible things that my ex was going to do to me. The same thing happened to me today. Exactly the same thing happened while I was waiting to come on. The same thing happened. Now, again, I could have just hung up. It's not like I haven't made a contribution here before. It's not like I haven't made an effort. I'm calling in from the UK. I'm making an effort. I could hang up if I wanted to, but I didn't, because I knew that I had a message to share and that somebody listening to this needed to hear that message from me. And I don't know who it is, but somebody does. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't going to let that person down just because I got some bad news. And I think if that's the only thing that somebody on here takes away from what I've just said, the potential to help people, if you just take something in your life that's not been so great, but that you've overcome, and you share that with people. Once you've overcome it, you share it and you help people to overcome it in their lives. The knock-on effect, it's incalculable. You've no idea how many people that person will help or how many people those people will help. And it's the same with sharing, anything in the networking industry. When you have a solution, and we have a solution here, we have a solution to lead poverty, which so many people are in. We have a solution to the overwhelm that people have when they've got nobody to talk to in their businesses. And we've got that solution. You don't know, if you share that solution that you have found, that you've been clever enough to find, if you share that solution with somebody, you have no idea how that's going to impact upon their life and their life experience and their families, and you don't know how many people they're going to tell and how it's going to affect their lives. We're so blessed to be in this environment where we can share mindset and we can share solutions with people, and we can really, really, for very little money and not a heck of a lot of work, change people's lives. It's not brain surgery, you can actually screw up in this and it's fine. You can mess up and you can get up the next day and it's fine. You're not doing anything spectacularly difficult, but you can change people's lives, and I love that about this industry.
And I know that you know who Eric Worre is. He talks about, in his book, Go Pro, he talks about the personal development aspect of choosing this as a career, right? This traffic authority, right? This is a career. What we do here is a career. I've been doing this for 25 years. You have been doing this for a long time, I can tell. This is a career, and the greatest benefit of this career is the fact that you have to be personally responsible. You have to give if you're going to get. The greater the it's like you have to be you're like a servant leader, right? When you talk about what's going on in your personal life. And so, you have a message. You have a message that is profound. And I would say that every single one of us has a message that is profound. Every single one of us. And that's the cool thing about this opportunity in the morning when we come together. And it's the evening, I know where you are, Rebecca. But yeah, you're right. It's like, this opportunity to come and really share from your heart what's going on, the real truths, because this is where the education, this is where the magic lies. As a matter of fact, traffic authority is, like this real personal development, this real authenticity, this real gut check is masquerading as traffic authority, right? This is really about, for individuals, if this is your first rodeo, this is a place where you come and you really get a gut check. You really find out about overcoming fears, overcoming obstacles. We heard from a guy a short while ago talking about, his friends and negative energies, and we hear this stuff all the time. In order to first of all survive, and then succeed, and then prosper, we have to be able to deal with and learn from and overcome these things. And this is where this is the fork in the road. Right, and this is really when you talk about, I don't want to get into, when you talk about society at large, most people are willing to wait for the handout, assign the blame on Obama or on the parents or on the, on the teacher in the school. Sit and wait for their Social Security or their stipend to come, their unemployment, or you can take the other fork in the road because there is so much abundance. There's more opportunity than ever. There's more money than there is sand on all of the beaches in the world, and getting your share. And I do believe I'm a firm believer that the Creator put those $5 million homes up in the mountain. He put them there for me. Those are there for me. All I've got to do is get up the mountain and get them, and this is what life is, and this is what overcoming these objections are, and dealing with this stuff is. And Rebecca, I love hearing from you because it's a philosophical debate that is so relevant and so actually easy. It really is. And you're reminding me of I had a business failure about 3-4 years ago, and my business was cranking. Okay, I had about a 6-year run, and I was doing tremendously well. I was traveling the world. I was up on stage with some of the thought leaders of the day, and I didn't keep up. I wasn't current with social media and things that were happening out there. I was living in my own little bubble, unaware that all of this other stuff was happening on the internet. And suddenly my business just came down to the ground. It came crashing. And it was like, whoa, what am I going to do now? I'm used to living this, I actually was in a gilded cage because I didn't have as much freedom as I would like as a company owner. But, I found myself broken and going, what am I going to do? And my mother, who's like 80, I remember calling her up, man, and saying, Mom, I'm free. My mother actually sent me a check for $100. She's 80 years old. I'm living in a mansion. And my mom's 80 years old living in a condo. And I'm helping her. And she actually is like, oh, Joey, I have to do something. I have to do something. She sends me a check for $100. I loved it. I cashed. I was going to save it and frame it because, here I am living in an 8,000 square foot house, and my mother is sending me a $100 check. And I cashed the check. I cashed the check because I wanted to give her the gratitude because I knew that she was going to wait for the check. I knew she was going to balance her checkbook. And I wanted to accept with graciousness her gift of that check because it made her, she was involved now in my crisis. And as my mother, she was a solution for me. She was telling me that, Joey, I am always here for you. And I got that message. But I remember calling my mom on the telephone, Rebecca, and saying, Mom, I can't believe that this thing has failed. And I've got so many people who are relying on me. And I built this company and I was supposed to do an event in Bali and I've got deposits. I'm like, Mom, what am I going to do? And she says, you know what, just breathe and be grateful because the gifts that you have given people, just because you did it, because you held open the space, is more money than you can ever spend. And this is what I'm saying to you, Rebecca. Okay, the gift that you are sharing with me here and with this group in this time of crisis, you got some, divorce attorney and, it's like, ooh, God, it's like Satan's representative is on earth, right? Trying to rain misery down on your parade because a love relationship is in disrepair. What is that, right? But I salute you. I really, really do, and I thank you for giving this gift, man. You are a queen amongst kings for sure. You're awesome.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for sharing that story. And I've been through something similar myself, and it's amazing when you look around the industry how many people have. And this is the lesson of entrepreneurship: is you are going to kind of graze your knees from time to time, and true entrepreneurs get back up again and say, okay, well, what did I learn? What can I now teach that I couldn't teach before? And how much more empathy do I have now? I mean, there's always a gift. In every single situation like that, there's a gift. And, and being able to laugh at yourself as well, not take it, once you've gone through the grieving process, not take it too seriously and go, wow, that was quite the lesson. I learned a lot. I could help more people now.
Rebecca, on behalf of everybody here in the Traffic Authority, our listeners, we love you. You're awesome, and I am so grateful that you are here. And I'm looking to maximize and I'll be honest with you. I want to scarf up some of your knowledge and talent, and I'm going to figure out a way. I want to get you out here sooner. I don't want you waiting in the queue for an hour. I'm going to figure out a way. I'll be in touch with you. Okay? I want to get more Rebecca, and going to get you on a webinar as well. Okay?
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. There's Rebecca checking in from Wilshire, right down the road from Stonehenge. I love that. 11-9651. You're next up in the queue. You've been waiting around. We've been talking for a half hour, me and Rebecca.
I know. Good morning, Joe. I mean,
good morning.
Afternoon, actually.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you this morning?
Good, good. This is Emily from Ohio.
Emily, how are you? What's up?
Oh, good, good. I got a question, Joe. I got a friend who purchased the traffic for me October 6th, and her traffic is still saying pending link with you. And that's a month now.
All right, Emily, what is your what I will need from you is your full name. What is your full name, Emily?
Okay.
On your the name on your account, Emily. What is the name on your account?
It's EMILY, and then MUGWAMBI.
Okay, Mugwambi, and what is your username, Emily?
It's Emily KU. It's EMILY and then KU.
EMILYKU?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I just sent this in. It's the person, the traffic manager. And we'll see if we get this thing should be going. These guys are really good. I don't know what there's so many things going on, and you have my heartfelt apology. I'm sorry that you're waiting for this, but we will get this rolling for you today. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Joe. Because she was pretty upset about it because she was gonna purchase more traffic for me, but she said the traffic hasn't gone out yet. What's wrong with traffic authority? I said usually they are pretty good. I just told her.
Emily, can I be clear? Is it you that is waiting on traffic pending link review, or is it someone in your group that is waiting?
It's my friend who purchased traffic for me, but she is not in our company. She's using the traffic for her other company somewhere else.
Okay, good. Okay, so I got that then. I'll make sure that this gets handled for you. I apologize. Again, I apologize. In the future, Emily, if you ever have a situation like this show up, remember that you can always send in a support ticket, support@trafficauthority.net. And in the subject line, you can put in the subject line, urgent, pending link review for a month. It's not a robot that handles our traffic, our support desk. Those are human beings. We hear Jody and we heard Abby out here and we've heard Carmen out here. They come out from time to time. They are there. And if you send them a support ticket, or you can always come on the radio show. Today you've had to wait for an hour and a half. But
I know.
It's been a good hour and a half, though, hasn't it?
Yeah.
You learn a lot of stuff here. Thank you very much, Emily. I sent in a support ticket for you.
Joe.
Okay?
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome. Let's keep it moving. Here's somebody calling in from the Chicagoland. 7659. You're next up.
Hey, what's up, Big Joe?
Hey.
This is Southside Fred. How are you?
Southside Fred, I'm great. How are you this morning?
Good. How about yourself, buddy? I just wanted to say hello.
I'm doing great.
Good webinar last night, but everything that I wanted to say has been said already, so it's good. But anyway, I like to say hello to you on Friday anyway, because I won't talk to you till Monday. But things are rolling here. Things are happening. My son is very happy. He's getting a bunch of leads, and he's getting excited, and I'm getting excited myself. I always know it works, and just doing the daily thing. It's the bottom line here, my friend. It's just that I got a great my up guy, Orlando Tesson. He's a great guy. I mean, the guys, I'm on the phone with him every day. So we got a plan going here, and with your help and I'm on the radio call every day, George. Sometimes I can't get on, but I'm on the radio call every day. So thank you, buddy. Thank you very much for everything you do for everyone. Because I tell you, this is amazing. This company, I've been involved with a lot of different companies, and I got to tell you, this company here is like someone said earlier. They don't leave you, they don't leave you alone. I was in a company once before but as soon as I bought in, I never heard of anybody again. And in here, it's like, every day there is a different lines that you can get help. If it's not from you, it's from support, it's from Diamond Dave, it's from somebody. But it's you guys are always there. This is incredible, and it's great. So I encourage everybody to just stay plugged in. In fact, I even got a personal message this morning from Vincent Ortega, and because I asked him a question, and the guy is answering me back from. I mean, this guy don't have to, you know what I'm saying? But he does. Mm-hmm. There's been like 3 or 4 times that he's answering me. I asked him a question about Twitter or something, and right away he's sending me information right along with it. So this is great. This is fantastic.
And thank you very much, Southside Fred, checking in from the south side of Chicago. I want to thank you. I really appreciate you, dude, man. I appreciate your loyalty and your honesty. Your Orlando, your upline guy. I know I've talked to him on the radio show a couple of times, and I love the fact that you guys are connecting. I love the fact that you guys are hanging out and connecting. And make sure that you share your enthusiasm on the Facebook page. And you know this. You know the Southside Fred. And thank you again, Fred. I'll talk to you on Monday. And ladies and gentlemen, we hear a lot of stuff here this morning. We've been going now for an hour and a half, and we got a few more people in the queue. Take your enthusiasm and the things that you're sharing and put them on the Facebook page. Okay, we have a Facebook page. We have the VIP group, right? All of you guys know about the VIP group. There's also a page. There's also just a Facebook page for Traffic Authority. Go there and give some comments and give some thumbs up there as well, okay? We really, really appreciate it. When I say we, I'm talking about all of us. We, the Ninja team, every one of us, every single one of us appreciates all that effort and those contributions, and it makes a big difference, man. It's all about social media, right? People are going to go to the page and say, are these guys crazy? What's really happening? And all of a sudden there is an avalanche, an undeniable amount of good news. How do you say no to that? Good morning, 5132. You're next up. Hello. 5132. It sounds like you're having your breakfast cereal. Cap'n Crunch, is it? 5132. I hate to do this to you. 5132. Wrestling around. I hate to do it, but I'm going to do it. 7806. You're next up in the queue. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hello, Joe.
Hello.
How are you? This is Lewis from West Wareham, Massachusetts.
Lewis, how are you in Massachusetts?
Pretty good. I won that Apple Watch.
You did?
Yes.
Congratulations, Lewis. We have a winner, ladies and gentlemen. Lewis is the winner of the second. It was the second week, right? The second week, the Apple Watch. Are you an Apple guy?
Yeah, we have
man?
a great community.
Do you have an iPhone? Is it connecting to your iPhone?
No, I do not have an iPhone.
Oh, dude, you got to get an iPhone now. We'll have to put an iPhone in the next contest for you.
Okay. And that webinar was awesome with Devon last night. That was off the chain. Oh.
It was good, right? It was good. Somebody just posted on the Facebook page. They said, that webinar was so good, but they're afraid because it's going to go away. And can we have it as a marketing link in the back office? And here's the truth. The truth is, it's not going away. Okay, we have it running right now because it's so fresh, right now, so you can use the same link that you used yesterday. But we're going to move that webinar onto its very own unique URL so you can continue to use it for your list. Next week, there already is a URL set up right now. Vincent Ortega, we ran it for a couple of weeks, the Vincent Ortega 100K in 30-day webinar. That is there. That's sitting there right now. And by Monday, I'll have you guys a link that you can, if you like that webinar, you can start sending to that webinar, and it will still fire the same way. You send somebody to the webinar. If they opt in, you get credit for the sale. They're married to your opt-in campaigns. Same thing with the webinar last night. That webinar from last night, you're very, very welcome, Louis. That webinar last night, it's still available right now as we speak, topsecretmeeting.net/your username. Next week, that same webinar will have a different /something/your username, okay? Believe me, the technology guys are writing on that thing. So that webinar last night was great. People love it, and you'll continue to have that available if it works for you. And Louis, you're going to have to get yourself an iPhone, dude. Louis has won an Apple. He's won the watch, but no iPhone. Hey, 3689, I can hear myself.
Hey, Joe. How you doing?
Hickley, what's up, man? How are you today?
I'm doing great, Joe. I had a quick question. I wanted to know, what's the normal wait time on the pending link review for the traffic? Is it like 48 hours or?
Usually it is same day, but let me Okay, Hickley, how long have you been waiting for?
No, I just bought some traffic yesterday. I'm gonna buy some more soon. I just wanted to get an idea. But I'm in no rush, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I got some traffic going already for my other things that I do. But yeah, no, I just wanted to know, just to know.
Okay, thank you, my friend. I don't know the answer, and I'm looking right now to find out what is the current time frame. What are the current wait times? Okay, I'll let you know if I hear it this morning. Okay.
No problem, Joe. Have a good weekend.
All right, you too. Talk to you later. There's Hickley. Hickley is one of those guys, along with Mike from California, we heard from earlier today, who's been hanging around this neighborhood for a long time. 4866. You're next. Come on out. Hello. 4866. Yes, that's your number. 4866. You're next up. Hello. Person calling in with the last four digits of 4866. Hate to do this. Oh. 9226. You're next. You're next. 9226.
Yes, hello, Joe.
Is this Little Fred?
How are you?
I'm good.
Yes,
Who's this?
It is.
Freddie Jr. How are you, Fred?
Little Fred.
What's up?
Freddie Jr. Good. How are yourself?
I'm great. Thank you.
Good. For some reason, I got knocked off like a couple times already.
I'm sorry to hear that, bro. What's happening with you today?
Yeah, that's fine. No, nothing. I wanted to say, Rebecca, I'm pretty sure she's listening, but yesterday, there was some pretty good stuff that she mentioned. About people. You're there, you're trying to work with people, and like, oh, I don't know this and that. That's how it is. And I've been posting on Facebook a lot, and I get about 15 to 20 people a day, asking, oh, give me more info, or oh, how do you make more money, or this and that. So I send them info, and sometimes I don't hear anything back. Today I got a couple people who contacted me back again and said, oh, I like what I see. So that's great. Now you got to move forward. And like Rebecca was saying, they asked, oh, how much do you make? So it doesn't matter how much I make. It's profit. It's profitable. It doesn't matter. I can make more money than you, or you can make more money than I can, because it depends on how much you want to put into it, how much time you're going to put into it, how much you're willing to spend your sleeping hours per se into learning the stuff, into actually doing the things, into actually marketing, into anything. And it's just, when they ask, oh, how much do you make? Well, I make this much, but it doesn't matter, because I put I put into the time. Are you going to do the same thing? If not, then like Rebecca said, it's not for you. Sorry, but go somewhere else. I think you said after that. Either you or Rebecca had said that. It's not for you. Go get yourself a 9-to-5 job somewhere else. Not everybody can do the online thing. It's not. You have to have patience. You can't thinking, oh, how come Vince? How could Ortega make $1,000 within a week and I can't? Well, she has to, like she said, she didn't do it. She didn't just get up and say, oh, I want to do online marketing now, and she made $1,000 within the first week. It took them 7 years just to get to that, because trial and error. Everything's trial and error, and that's what some people don't understand. Is that you got to work with it. You got to see, this works, this doesn't work, this kind of works. Let's see what we can do with building that up. And like I said, I work with my father. I work with Orlando as well, and Orlando knows a lot of knowledge with it as well. And I just made another sale a couple of days ago, again in my sleep. So I got up, see my text message on my phone, and like, oh wow, great. I mean, it was just it's easy if you wanted to make it easy. It's difficult if you want to make it difficult. You can't overthink it as well. If you overthink it, you won't succeed into it.
You know what? I want to thank you, Freddie, for calling in. It shows me that you were listening yesterday to that conversation that I was having with Rebecca. Rebecca was having with all of us, actually. And the results that other people have have nothing to do with the results that you have. But if the people that you enroll get busy and do the thing and you lead by example, this is where you lead by example, you know. I promise you this, that the people who make the most money here are just doing the thing. They're just getting traffic. They're buying traffic. They're building their list. They're showing up. They're keeping their mind right. They're plugging in. And that's what they're doing, and that's why they're having the results. You know, a guy like Vincent Ortega, because you mentioned Vincent Ortega, right? That guy can make $1,000 in a day because he's been doing this for 7 years. He's been doing this, and for the first 2 years he made nothing. He made bupkis, zero, goose eggs, nothing. But he never quit. He kept doing it. So when somebody says, "Well, how much money?" Go ahead.
Right, and the thing is with him is that he said I think either he went bankrupt or he was on the verge of bankruptcy. I mean, he put it out there. You know what? I had a baby on the way. I was married. I couldn't. I think he was living in his parents' basement as well, if I remember correctly. I mean, he lays it out there. He said, you know what? I didn't have the money. I mean, $47. That's pretty good to start off. That's really good. Some people don't have the money. I mean, I'm like, $47. I think either you said, someone else said, break it down within a month. 47 divided by 12. Do that. Or if you have a cup of coffee every day, do that. I mean, don't get a cup of coffee. Make it at home. Cheaper. Don't go to Starbucks. Don't go to Panera. Don't go to Dunkin' Donuts. Make it at home. It's cheaper like that. Maybe it makes it a little different because it's not Starbucks or not high fancy stuff. But you know what? It'll keep your costs down. And then with saving that money, put it aside. Hey, you know what? You got $60. Whoa, $60. You can put it into your stuff. You can put that into starting up into your business. And the thing is that $47. That's really cheap. It's almost like you said. It's almost nothing. It's just it's a great deal of starting up $47. Yeah, I went to the 144. But just because there's Traffic Academy, that's great. I learned a lot of stuff there. I'm still learning about stuff like that there. You get the funnels for you. You get all that stuff for you. And I mean, it's all done for you, but you yourself have to put it into play. You can't have a chess. You can't have a chess game and then have the chess magically move yourself like Harry Potter. You have to move it yourself. You have to be controlled. Just like a computer. The computers are smart. It's brilliant. But unless you don't tell the computer what to do, it won't do anything.
This is true. This is absolutely true. Listen, I want to thank you very much for chiming in here, Freddie Jr. I want to thank you for bringing it to the table, man. And I want to thank everybody who took the time to join us here this morning. Thank you very much, everybody, for taking the time. It's been an absolutely awesome week in the Traffic Authority. Make sure that you come back here tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to visit with the founders and the co-founders. Okay, we're going to get some stuff done tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern. Make it a busy week, okay? Go do the thing. Stay away. Avoid turkey, lurkey, no more worky. Just do the thing. Stay busy. Post on Facebook. Be here tomorrow. And we will make sure to send you guys some email with some swipe files later today so you can continue to post. The webinar from last night is still running. It is running at full speed. You can still use it, do the thing, have the results. And please, go and post how you're feeling, the results. If you make money, you get a commission. Let us know on Facebook exactly what is going on. That social media really is working for us. I want to thank everybody. It's been a remarkable week. I want to thank everyone who took the time to join us this week. I've got pages and pages and pages of notes. People who are always coming to the table, teaching me, an old dog, a new trick or two. Make it a great weekend, everybody. Let's go play in some traffic. As always, let's look close both ways before crossing. Till Monday.